This is not the norm. Gone are the days of knight-saving princesses from the castle. Nowadays, people just swipe right. This is what dating is turning into, where we forgo the big romantic gesture in favor of a simpler one. But can people really expect to find love that easily? A swipe and then boom, relationship problem solved? Or does it take something more? That's what my friend Harry and I are here to figure out. Through a series of interviews with experts, couples, and more, we have to finally answer the question, can you find love through an app like Tinder? Quick question, okay? When I say Tinder, what's like the first thing you think of?
Hooking up.
One night stand. Quick shot.
Schemy guys.
Sex?
I have a lot to say about hooking up.
Dr. Joe Finelli has taught human sexuality courses at Syracuse University for over 30 years. This man actually gives lectures on topics like masturbation and hookup culture. In other words, he gets paid to talk about sex.
You ask an incoming freshman woman, do they have any, expectations of what it's going to be like on campus, what they would like? You'll find that a lot of young women will say, I would really like, it'd be really great to, to be in a relationship, to hang with somebody that I care about, who cares about me. You ask a guy, and they say, how many people can I fuck? How many relationships can I get? How many years is this? It's only 4. So it's very different. Then you talk to the same group of young women 3 weeks in the semester, and you'll find that they've already realized that relationship fantasy ain't gonna happen. Because that's not the mores, that's not the culture on campus.
It's true. The culture on campus is different than most of the world. College is a time for fun and self-discovery, where you can start drinking at noon with your friends, followed by going out at night to parties. The elusive all-day drunkenness. But can hooking up really be a replacement for love? Kind of. Finelli compares love not to swipes, but to triangles.
It was Robert Sternberg who talked about the triangular theory of love, and that the triangular theory of love talks about these particular weights of passion, commitment, and intimacy. And when an individual experiences a love relationship where there is fairly equal amounts of passion, intimacy, and love, we describe that type of love as consummate love. But you can find in different relationships that you experience different weights. For example, I might experience in a relationship with you intimacy, warmth, communication, but there's no sex between us. There's no passion, and there's no commitment. I'm not making a commitment to you till death do us part. We call that liking or friendship. Fatuous love is where there's passion, but there's no intimacy. I don't even know your name. There's no commitment. I'm not choosing you. And we call that would be fatuous love. One night stands, hooking up, fuck buddies, friends with benefits.
So if consummate love is like a 5-star restaurant, does that make fatuous love a McDonald's? Does Tinder only sell Big Macs, or does it have the ingredients to make a filet mignon? We needed answers. This is where Harry comes in. He's a single, 19-year-old man who has never used Tinder before. Through his experience, we can go gather insight on how the app works.
Oh shit, I might have just seen someone on Tinder that I'm not supposed to.
In Harry's mind, Tinder was full of these awkward situations, but he also found it fun. You see, getting a match meant 2 people found each other attractive. Somebody thinks you're hot, funny, a good guy. I can understand how this can feel appealing. So you'll keep on swiping until...
I'm out of likes? What does it mean? I'm out of likes. That means I have to wait other 12 hours to get my likes back.
It had only been 30 minutes, and Harry had already liked over 100 people. Is that crazy? Or is that just the norm? That's what we asked Professor Stromer-Galley. And after only a half hour of using it, he
Yeah.
liked over 100 people.
Okay.
So that limit after
Already?
30 minutes.
You're not picky.
No, I know. I have to be fast. I need matches.
Jennifer Strummer-Galley has been studying social media since before social media was a thing. She has done studies on social media's impact in our society and taught classes on how it can be used in the enterprise. Back in 2013, she actually wrote a book called Presidential Campaigning in the Internet Age. It's pretty good.
Oh, I see your question. So you're right. So your question was, so on this application, you're like, and maybe you know engage in some way, lightweight, easy. But face to face, you wouldn't go up to 100 different women and say, "Hey, you're pretty," right? Because that would just be weird. Part of the function of of Tinder, it's about finding people for relationships, right? That's the whole frame. And so given that that's the frame, that's the activity, then it's normal in that environment that's the function, right? Is to say, I like you, I don't like you. And that's the norm that's created in that environment with those affordances.
Do you think Tinder's a real, actual substitute toward traditional dating?
So I'll date myself, right? So I married in 1993. So to date meant to find friends who knew people, or joining a club, or like, you know, if you like to play soccer, maybe you go and play soccer and hopefully maybe meet somebody there, or whatever. So it was through putting yourself into locations where other people who might also be single are hanging out. And the other way would be to go to the clubs or bars and try to pick up somebody that way. And then the third is just friends, right, or family, getting and meddling and finding somebody that they wanted you to meet. Maybe that'd be a good match. I think people still find ways to date in a variety of means, right? And so Tinder, it's just another means, right?
Okay. Lady number one, I'm a man and you're a woman. Now where do we go from here?
If Tinder really is just another means of dating, what kind of person are you going to find? The boyfriend or the schemy guy?
My name's Nathan,
My name is Julia.
and
I am in a relationship.
I have a girlfriend.
Nathan and Julia matched on the app Tinder back in March. A week later, they went on their first date. They've been together ever since. What made you want to even go look for a relationship?
It's funny. I guess it's a little different circumstances because last year I was in a single by myself. And I don't want to say I was getting lonely, but it's nice to like, I don't know, have someone to always look towards and like have someone to, you know, share like a funny moment like or something that happens during your day without having to, you know, go to someone else that's maybe in your, like in my sense, there was no one else that I could really talk to like in my room. So that was kind of a big thing for me, just having someone else to talk to.
I think it was just like, we just like genuinely enjoyed like spending a lot of time together, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, when we had been talking before we even went on our first date and stuff, like we're literally like the same person, you know, like we talk the same and everything and stuff like that made a really big impression on me and stuff. And on our first date, like that night we hung out and we talked for like 4 hours and we were just like hanging out, like talking, like it was just like really easy, you know what I mean? So I guess that's kind of what made it was just like easy and like just like felt like right, you know.
You hit the jackpot. I hope
know,
you know that.
I did. I really did.
That doesn't.
I feel like we're not in like an accurate, like a good example, like couple to put on this because like you're right, it doesn't happen. But
In regards to finding a long-term relationship on Tinder, Julia said it herself. It doesn't happen. The app can be a source of love for people, just not very often. Maybe Tinder is better thought of as something else entirely.
To me, any of these might be an interesting door opener. And that's all I look at this in terms of social media, is these are potential door openers. And all I see is a description of something that might be of interest to me. I read this and I say, oh, that's interesting. And I might even say it's interesting enough for a variety of reasons. It might be enough for me to say I would like to investigate a little more.
So Tinder is just one doorway to go through, compared to a bunch of other doorways. Yet the ideal destination is the same for all of them. Companionship. Our main question that we're kind of talking about with Tinder is whether or not you can find love through an app like Tinder.
Right.
But love's such an abstract concept, you know, it means different things to different people.
Yes.
So our question for you is, how would you in your own mind define love?
Do you ever hear the song, Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulder?
No.
It's by the Beach Boys, and he says, like, pretend there's no tomorrow, like, just lay your head on my shoulder and let's just lay here. I believe that could be love.
Love is being able to be attached to someone else and understand that the two of yours relationship comes before anything else. The we comes first.
I think love is wanting to do anything you can to make another person happy because that person makes you happy.
You don't even have to like think about it for a second, you know, like you just look at the person and you know, you instantly think of all like the memories.
Love is missing someone even when they're standing right next to you.
That makes me come home every night to the same person for the rest of my life.
So it's the hot passion, it's also the comfort and support and nurturing. I think love needs to be all of those things. But it's a continuum, right? So there's the hot passion stuff that comes early on, and hopefully the love, that support stuff starts early. Although, you know, I've been married 25 years and it's still possible to do hot passion.
So love. It's that feeling inside all of us that makes us want to be with someone, where we try to find somebody with equal weights of passion, commitment, and intimacy. You could say that you just don't want to be in a relationship, but it's human nature to want to belong. And while social media isn't a replacement for traditional dating, it is a genuine means to start looking, a door opener. You might meet a skinny guy, but you also might meet your best friend. All that matters is that you're looking for love, because love can be found anywhere. And that includes Tinder too.
Any questions?
I don't think so.
Go.
Cool. Okay, let's go pack her up. You just did Tinder, Harry. You just did Tinder.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that exciting, but you know, it's weird. It just feels